Hi everybody, Dave here again with another model rocket build. Today's rocket is the Estes Solaris, and this is advertised as an almost ready to fly model. And it truly is. Much of the model is already built, so the body tube here already has a wrap on it. The launch guide is already attached. The fin can is already glued together and glued to the inside of the body tube. And so really the only thing left to do is to put on the nose cone, which is also already assembled, glue on the fins, and then screw on the engine retainer cap and mount a parachute. So the fin can and body are similar to the Chiller and the Spirit models, although those ones don't come as assembled as this one does. And so here we're just going to start out by attaching the fins. And they're actually showing these as not even being glued. Okay, so they're just showing these as going on here like this and then pushing into place. And they actually do friction fit quite a bit there. So if you're in a real hurry to launch this, you could just leave it that way and just use these as friction fit fins. I'm going to actually put a little bit of glue on there so that they don't come off on landing. And so I'm just going to use a little very thin plastic model cement here. And the only disadvantage of this really thin stuff is it tends to dry really quickly. You may have to put more than one application on there. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in and slide it up quickly. And there's the first fin. And we just need to do this for the other three. And what I'm getting is the top surface and just inside the edge surfaces there. Again, that first little paint on spot likes to dry really quickly. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this and do the other four fins, and we'll come right back. So I've glued all my fins on, and some of these were just a little bit tight, so do be careful if you are gluing these to make sure and get them on in one quick motion, or you may end up having them glued halfway in. I almost had one that didn't quite get there, but in the end it made it. The shock cord is also already mounted in this, so you may just have to shake it out. And fortunately they do give you a fairly generous length of shock cord here. And now this just needs to be tied on to the nose cone here. I'm not sure why my camera mount's so bouncy today. All right, I'm just going to do a double knot here and tie that down. Okay, and then pull it and see how much. See, that kind of came loose there, so we'll pull this tight. And one of the things you can do to help keep that from coming undone is just put a little bitty drop of glue on that. So I'm just going to take a little bit of all-purpose glue here. Just put a little bit there, and I'm just going to work that into the knot. And then this excess amount, we don't want it getting in the way of the body tube, so we can just cut that off. Just be careful you don't cut the rest of it. All right, so I'll set that aside for just a moment and move this out of the way. This is the engine retainer cap, and this can just screw onto the back here. And I'm just going to do this to make sure I don't lose it. Okay. Before I put the parachute on here, I do want to check my body tube was a little bit squished in the package here. I'm not sure what happened to it. It's actually in a box, but it's also got a little bit of a bubble here in the wrap, and so I'm just going to squeeze that air out as much as I can. Now the last step is to attach the parachute to the nose cone here, and you can do this the way the instructions show by tying this directly in. And so start by gathering all of the shroud lines here evenly. Okay, and I'm holding them here and back here on the parachute end. They're all more or less at the same length. And I can move this around till all the edges of the parachute are the same there. And then I can hold this loop and pass it through the eye of the nose cone here. And then if you simply pass the nose cone around and pull this taut, that will lock it into place. Now if you've seen any of my other rocket videos, you'll know that I actually don't like to make a permanent mount of my parachute to the nose cone. I like to be able to take it on and off easily. This one is a little bit big. I think if you have a calm day, it'll work fine. I measured this. This is 14 inches corner to corner, and you may want to substitute a 12-inch corner to corner chute if it's a windy day. You might get your rocket back quicker. And so what I'm going to do here is take my loop, and now I've got a snap swivel like you'd get at a fishing supply store or department. And now instead of putting my loops of the shroud lines into the nose cone, I'm simply putting them through the swivel side of this. And now I'll pass that loop around the snap side and bring this down to form a knot on the swivel itself. And I can check this again. Okay, pretty close. Might spin a little bit on the way down. But now I can simply take this part, snap it into the rocket, like this. Okay. And now not only can I switch this out, but also if the chute spins at all, which they usually do, some of that twisting action will be absorbed by the swivel here, and it'll keep the shroud lines from getting as tangled up. Okay. That is about it. Like I said, this is an almost ready to fly rocket, and so all we need to do now is add a little recovery wadding, fold up the chute, so. Okay, place that down inside. Put the shock cord remnants here in after it. All right, and now we'll test fit our nose cone. And we want this to be snug, but not too snug. And the way I usually check it is if I can shake it like this and the nose cone doesn't come out, then it's fine. It slips without a lot of resistance, and you can even, on some rockets, you can blow in the end of it here and see if you can pop it out. Let's see if I can do this here. Yep. Okay, so this one, the nose cone does not need any adjustment, and this is ready to go. All you need to do is put an engine in this, put it on a launcher, and launch. So with that, have a good flight.